Okay, so in last session we have create this test 6. So we just click on that. Okay. Okay, so what I do, I will just delete this. Okay, so in last session we saw how to create these girders, columns. Okay, so today we are going to see how to add the side girds. Okay, and if you want to add any cross bracing also you can add. Right, so suppose if you want to add the cross bracing here. Okay, so horizontal as well as vertical, so you can add. Okay, so for example, suppose I want to add here. Okay, so suppose if I cut elevation here, or if you go to here top of column, and suppose if I add a section here, right, and say just show up to here, and you need to change first, fine, and hidden lines, right? So we need to add the cross bracing. So this is your working point, and this is your working point here also, right? So let's start how to add the cross bracing. Suppose if you have designed some rod member, okay, so you need to change check here in structural and beam category, and you need to search here. So there is no any rod bracing, so you can go here, load family, then structural, framing, then steel. Okay, then you need to search here. If you, yeah, round bars you can see here, right? So if you have design angle, so you can give the angle also, right? So say here open. So there are different types of round bar diameter here. So 25.41 inch, 26, almost 27 inch. Okay, so you can choose as per that. Suppose I will just select this one and say open, right? So you can see my round bars has been added here. So before adding the cross bracing, okay, so you need to go in structural beam, and you need to select your member, whatever as per your requirement. Then you need to click on this option, 3D snapping, right? So we have already 3D here, right? So you can add here 3D snapping. So click on that, so you can get the working point here or your start point here, right? So if you see here, and if you move your cursor, so you can see this point has been picked here, right? Like that. So suppose you can see I have click here, and second point you can give here. So this is your second point, right? Or we have another option. Okay, so let's start, and we can adjust this. So you can see if I move my cursor, so this point is added here, so you can add here, right? Like that. Oops, it's wrong location place here. Okay, so this is our first point. So suppose go to a beam and say 3D snapping on here, and click here, right? So you need to search, or you need to move your cursor, so you can get the line here. Okay, so I think this mem is not exactly touched to this column, so type AL. Okay, AL, and I will select this face, and so you need to just close this, and also check here if this proper. Yes, so type AL, and just add extend this. Okay, and let's try again beam on this 3D snap. So you can see this point is picked here, right? So you can see. So if I move my cursor, so yes, click here and click here, exactly click here, right? So you can see we have added this. Suppose if you want to add, if you want to show in elevation, so you can see this is your working point, exactly center here. Or you can see, suppose if I click here, so top of slab at this level, right? And these are the start point and end point. So this is your 38.56, right? So this is the origin. So you can change this. So if I click here center, so it's come to the center. Okay, I will check here. Yeah, here just Z justification. So make it here center. So this point is go to the center, right? And my working point should be here. So you can just pick this and then add here, right? Like that, exactly at the center. If you look at in 3D view, so you can see your member is added here. Okay, so if you go again and check in elevation, so you can see this is your working point exactly here. Similarly, those member you can extend up to here, right? So you need to extend all the member to the flange of this column. So select, then select. Okay, so you can see. Similarly, suppose if you have designed the angle for bracing, cross bracing, so you can just add again, or if you have already, if you design or as a cross bracing, okay, so you have already midpoint of this base, so select and say mirror, right? And you can just choose the exactly midpoint and then add here. So this is your cross bracing, right? Like that. So if you look at in 3D view, so you can see, right? So you can add an angle also, whatever your requirement, so you can add here. Okay, so you can add the cross bracing. So similarly, suppose you have, if you want to add next bay, so just mirror, okay, here, and also mirror again here, right? Then you can see. Then same, you need to mirror opposite side. So control and then select all by clicking. Then if you go to plan view, so this is my plan view, right? So just mirror, we have already selected 3D model. So you need to just select the midpoint of this building, right? And you can add the opposite direction. Okay, so you can see we have added here also. Similarly, horizontal bracing you can add here. So for example, you need to go in apex. So I want to add the cross bracing from this working point to, or you can say this working point. Okay, so yeah, up to here. Okay, so in this way I want to add the cross bracing. So you can add here. So the same thing, click on beam. Suppose you have designed a round bar for cross bracing. So you can just select this point, right? And select this point. Okay, like that. And if you look at in 3D view, it looks like so. Suppose if I click, right, so you can see, but this not proper place here. Okay, because my bracing is should be exactly here, mid the exactly above this column. My gusset plate is welded to this rafter, not a column. Okay, so orientation is right, but you need to adjust the level of this bracing. And here if you select and if you check here, right, so this working point is okay. So if you look at in plan view, right, so my gusset plate is welded to this member, right, like that, and then this member is added, right? So or is depend on you. So if you want to add the gusset plate here also, so you need to just change the working point, right? So for example, this member should be come here like that, and this also, right, here. So suppose if I develop these what we'll say details. Okay, so for example, if I give in the details like that, okay, so this member is we need to give some connection here between the column and this member. So how to give? So for example, suppose in that case I want to add the end plate here like that, right, like that, and one more end plate, and you need to give the bolt. So this column is welded to the, sorry, beam is welded to the column in fabrication, and after that they are just bolt this member and this member. Then you need to add the gusset plate. So like that. So suppose this is my gusset plate in this direction. Okay, like that. Okay, so in that case you can just change your working point. So instead of here, you need to give just here, and then you can just add the gusset plate. So this gusset plate is welded to this beam. Okay, and you can add the detail here. So how to add? So you need to give one plate here like that, and this member is connected or welded to this plate, and then you can add the bolt here and here. So if I draw here, so this you need to give the one plate here like that, right? And then your rod should be weld to this plate, right? And your gusset plate is like that. Okay, and suppose this is your column, and then you need to give the 2 volts. So here 10 mm gap. So this type of connection you can develop here. So you can change your working point, okay, as per your requirement. So in that case, generally we are doing 300 from this point to this point and cut this beam and then add the end plate connection here. And then this gusset plate is here for this to this beam, welded to this beam, right? So you can adjust this detailing 3D modeling as per your requirement. Suppose if I cut a section here, so you need to set first your working point, okay, with elevation and level. So if I cut a section here, so you can see this rod is added here, but top of the column, but this is not right location. I want to add this here. So if I add a line here, okay, and just give the midpoint. So this is your midpoint. So type di and just check this dimension how much from the top of the column. So this is 198. So if I select, so this beam is exactly here. So you need to increase this 630 plus 198. So if you select, so you can see end level. So you can add here equal to 1 plus 198 and equal. So you can see this member is going here. If you look at in 3D view, okay, so you can see it comes exactly here, not on the top of the column, middle of this rafter. So you can adjust this. Similarly, if you add this cross bracing also, so select and use the mirror option, and you can just mirror again. So in this direction, so select this one, and you can add in opposite way also. Then if you design here also, so just mirror and then mirror in here also. Sorry, here. So you need to choose this mirror axis again. Again here, just use the mirror command. Then in opposite direction. Okay, so you can see we have added at all bay as per our requirement. If you look at in 3D view, right? So it's you need to adjust this. Okay, so this, okay, I will just make it undo. We need to check first. Okay, so cross bracing, yeah. So this bracing we need to adjust again because we have just mirror this, right? So again, we have already cut section here. So you go to view. So this location is right, but this location is wrong, right? We have mirror this, but this level is high and this level is low. So simple, you need to just give the di command. Our rod bracing should be come here. Then you need to just check the distance, right? So it's a 1021. So we select this. So this is 828. So you need to just minus this 1021. So equal to minus, sorry, equal to minus 1021. So you can see it comes exactly here. And okay, so if you look at in 3D, so it comes here. So you need to adjust the difference. Similarly, this also you need to adjust here. Okay, how to adjust? Again,
Sir, your sound is not coming.
sorry, um, the same issue for all guys.
No, sir.
I think you need to
No, sir.
check your headphone. Are you getting my voice now? I am audible for you.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. So you need to adjust this level also. Okay, so same thing. You should cut a section here. Then flip in this direction, right? And say right click and say go to view. So change again this one fine and hidden line. So if you see where you are bracing, so you can see this is your bracing, right here. If you look at here, so this one, so this bracing should be come exactly here, right? Exactly opposite here. Go to section,
Voice is
right?
not coming.
The reason behind that, I have mirror this. So if you see, I have mirror this bracing. So this is your higher level. Okay, so I have just mirror, so exactly come here, right? So you can see, if may or maybe point taking not exactly mirror, but if you mirror this and if your level is disturbed, okay, so you can adjust. So again, if you go to section here, right, so you need to check the difference here. So you need to check difference. So you can use di, you can use this temporary distance. So if you select this and you can see exact mid, so it's a 828. So select this again and you can add here minus 828. Oops, sorry, I think it's wrong. Okay, I think 828 plus 28. Oops, I think I have given the wrong end dimension. Yes. Okay, so 0 here. So you can see this is 0. So you can add here how much? So you can use temporary dimension here and check here 828. Select this and this is 0. So this 0. So you can just add here also 828 like that. Okay. So it comes perfectly here. So if you look at in 3D view, so you can see. Okay. So if you see now, so you can see exactly come. Okay. So once your one base set as per this slope, so you can just mirror. Okay. And opposite add to the opposite as per our requirement. So here we can add also. If you look at in 3D, so you can see here, right? So we have added this cross bracing. Go again. Suppose I want to mirror again in next bay. Select the mirror and then add here also, right? So if you look at in 3D view, so you can see. So if I set here realistic, it's what happen? Yeah, so you can see. So this cross bracing we have added here. Okay. Then next is you can add side cuts. So we have already cut section here and right click and say go to view. So this purlin we have added. So right now we are adding the side cuts. So what is the size of our purlins? 202 Z18. So if you design Z purlin here, so you can add Z purlin. If you design C purlin, so you can add the C purlin. So I will go with that C purlin. So we can see how it looks. If you design Z purlin, so you can just add this. Okay, so go again and you need to check first C purlin is in your list or not. So click here and you can see light gauge Z purlin we have only. So you need to add a C purlin. So say load family, then structural framing, then steel, sorry, light gauge steel. Then you need to just search C purlin. Yeah, this one is your C purlin. This is your Z purlin. This is your C purlin, like that. So suppose if I open this and I will use the 20218 same size uh, as we have designed for Z purlin. And then you can see C purlin is added here. So this 202 C8 and this is Z18 and C18. Okay, and then temporary you can just add a one purlin, sorry, one side guards. So if you add at the side, so you don't need to say purlin, it's side guards. If you add above the rafter, so it's a purlin. All right. So if you go to your view, so this is your C purlin. Right. Then you need to adjust. Okay. So first of all, you need to calculate your how many purlins or sorry side guards you need to add. Okay. So first purlin, sorry, first side guards. So I will give here 150 from the top of slab from here. Okay. Or you can say 200. So suppose I will give here 200. Right. So first side guard will be here. Then above I will add here also 200. So type RP and 200 because exactly on the top and exactly on the bottom we are not able to add because we need to give the connection also. So you need to give some tolerance here. And then if I measure this dimension, okay, so this is 36 mm, 3.6 meter. Okay, and the same thing, same funda, we are giving spacing for this 1.2 meter. Okay, so 1200 mm. So three purlins side guards we need to add. So we can, what we need to do, we need to add a one more 4. So 3600 divided by 4. So 900 spacing. Okay, so not exceed 1.2. So 900 is okay. Then you have already added reference plane. So copy this or say create similar. Then add here 900 and use this pick line like mirror here and above one. Oops, sorry. Yeah, I think okay. So yeah, you can just copy this 900 below. So these are all your Perlin dimension. Okay. So okay, I will just delete this line. So these are all. You have sorry side guard location. So this is your side guards. So first of all, change the angle here. So if I select, so you have option here cross section rotation. So suppose if I add a 90-degree. Oops, so it's rotated and suppose if I add minus 90-degree, so you can see. So we need to add this. So the distance between this column and side grid, side guards, so you need to give 10 mm difference here. Okay. Why 10 mm? Because we need to give the plate connection there. So you need to give some tolerance there. Okay. So you can just move this. So select and move and remove this constraint. Okay, and click here disjoin and you can just add here and move again in this direction by 10 mm. Okay, so how you need to just give the connection, how to view. So suppose okay, so this is my side guards and what we need to do when this column is fabricated in fabrication uh, factory. So what will do, one plate is welded to this face of the column. Suppose 10 mm plate is just welding to the face of the column here, flange, column flange. and then after that on site they are just bolting this like that. Then again this is 35, this is 70, and this is 35. So as per that you need to design this connection. Okay, and we need to give here 10 mm gap. Right, so once you add, so simple, you need to select. Okay, so before going that, you need to select, you need to see in your model how it looks. Right, where is that? Okay, I will just make it shaded. Yeah, here, this one. Okay, so you can just copy this. Okay, then okay, so what I do, I will just copy. So you need to just select multiple and then add at all location. Second, then remove this constraint. Third, remove constraint. Where is that? Okay, remove constraint. Then you need to add, and last one is here. Okay, so you can see side guards we have added. Then suppose my side metal sheet, so it's come here and just consider 25 thickness. Okay, so it comes here. So you need to add here one more fascia purlin at the end because those part is not cantilever. So we are not giving the cantilever. So you need to give the support here also. Okay, so if I measure this, so how much this part up to here, so it's almost 600 more than half meter. So you need to give the support here, right? So you can just copy this. So select and CO, copy and remove constraint and here. First of all, change this angle 0. Okay, so I think we need to go 180 degree because we need to rotate in this direction, right? And you need to, so we know where is exactly add here. Okay, so select and just move, remove constraint and just add here. Okay, like that. If you want to give the rotation, so what is the exact 11.54? Oops, Control C, and you can select this and you can add this. Oops, so it's okay. I will just rotate this 180 degree. Okay, so I will just suppose if I add a 0 and then give the 11.54, right? Like that. Then you need to give 180 degree again. So we need to add here. So 180 plus 11.54. So 191.54. Suppose if I add here 191.54. Yeah, so it comes here, right? So you need to just move exact here like that, right? So this sitting is resting on this, and in that case we can add some wooden member here and then bolting. You need to just align at one side. Okay, so this is also you need to adjust by given the AL command. Oops, AL command is not taking. Okay, what is the difference here? So 3 mm. So give here -3. Oops, it's above. So you +3. Yeah, like that. Then after that, you need to just when you will prepare the 2D connection details. So connection detail here it's like that. So you need to add a one plate here like that. Okay, and you need to give the angle. You can just whatever you have designed the size for this angle you can give 45 50 equal angle. Okay, like that, and then this angle is welded to this column. Okay, like that, and this is your angle. You can say like that. So this member is come with this column by welding here, and then this plate is welded to the this member. Okay, all around you can say 6 mm weld here, and then you need to just add a 2 screw or bolt, and then you can hold this member. Okay, so this type of connection we need to add. So those member you did know, you does not model here, we can cover in our 2D drawings. Okay, then once you add this, so mirror again opposite direction. Okay, here also, right? So if you see, your framing is done, almost done. Okay, after that I want to add the roof here. Okay, so we know how to add the roof. So go to here at the apex level. Okay, and you need to go architectural and say roof and roof by footprint. Okay, so suppose how much overhang we need to give, you can just select, you can go your section, and we have already added here. So if I measure this from the column face, so it's almost 237. Then go to your apex level, and from this level, okay, so 237. So go to architectural roof, and you can add here rectangle and give here 237. Okay, and I will add here from this point, and then this point, right? And then you need to give the slope for 2 lines. Select and say define slope, and how much slope we have given, it's 11.54, so you can add 11.54. So you can just give as per your requirement. Okay, and say okay. If you look at in 3D view, okay, so it looks like, and then if you see in a section, where is that? Yeah, it comes here. Why it comes here? Because he has added at this apex level. You can see this is our apex. Then simple, you need to just measure this difference. Okay, so what is the difference? It's 1386. Then select this, and you can add here 1386. Okay, where, yeah, minus 1386. So it comes here. Okay, so you can see. Then I want to just create this roof at the metal sheet material. So I will duplicate this, and you can say here 25 thick metal sheet, and say okay, and you can give here 25 thickness, and assign the material. You can search here metal. Okay, so here metal sheet, metal deck. Yeah, so just click and say okay, and apply, and okay. So you can see your metal sheet has been added here. Okay, like that. Then if you look at in your section, so you can see it's perfectly come here, right? So I think we need to check this gap again. So it's a 10 mm gap. Select, and I will increase this 10 mm. So 86, instead of 86, you need to give 1396. So exactly come on that. Okay, so you can see in model also. So we have added this. Similarly, you can add these side guards also. Okay, so here you have already added side guards. So in opposite direction you can add, and in this direction also you need to add here. For example, if I go to here top of column, okay, so this, okay, so what I do, I will hide this roof, then I can see my side guards. Okay, so this side guards is added here. So in this direction also you need to add. Okay, so you have already add here, so you can just mirror by 45-degree. So select this and use this option mirror, and you can select this option point and then mirror in 45-degree. So this member is placed like that. Okay, so you can see. So I have mirrored this in 45-degree. Then you need to see here how is the connection here in other direction. So if I move my cursor section here and say go to view, so this member is come here. Okay, here. Then suppose if I add a up to column, so you need to just give the connection with column. So this is your column. Okay, so this is your column flange. So if I see, okay, so here two connection is you need to provide. One connection here, sorry, shaded. Okay, so in that case we saw we need to just add here plate and connect to this side guards. But in this phase, so there is no flange. Okay, so here is a web. Okay, so you need to give the plate to the web. Okay, at this condition, at this location. But if you go again here, so in that case you need to give the plate connection to the flange. Here is the flange and here is the web, so two connection you need to provide. So how to decide? So you need to go in plan view and you need to check here which point is maximum. So this point is also here, so column. So if I measure this, okay, so this is 12 mm. And if I go to here to the wind column, so here our wind column. Okay, so you can see this is 35 mm, but you need to go with that as per this condition. So I will just make it 10 mm this. Okay, and then after that you need to trim this and this member. Okay, so all in this direction side guards should be stopped at this level. Okay, so suppose if I add a reference plane and if I extend this, so select, you can use this option and click this and extend this member. So your member should be stop here, right? And then this member should be stop here. So if I add here reference plane, so select this and use this option, select your reference line and select your member, those member you want to extend. So if you look at in 3D view, so this connection you need to provide here. Okay, so you need to how to connect this, you need to provide L plate here. So this L plate 2 bolt here and 2 bolt here. L shaped plate. Okay, so you can develop this connection. So if you want to give some 10 mm gap for tolerance, so you can just give the 10 mm gap. Okay, so type AL again, reference plane, and you can see. Okay, so you can see, right? So you can develop this connection by adding here plate connection. So how to give? So if I give on go to here, then here you need to add a plate, L-shaped plate like that. Okay, L-shaped plate, and you can just add the 2 volt here and 2 volt here, right? Then you need to modify remaining all grids, all purlins, sorry, side guards. So we have already cut section here. Okay, so all the side guards come here. So what I do, I will just move this section again and go to view. Okay, so we have already reference plane. Okay, so you can see this comes here. So use this option, extend, right? Why extend, trim, extend multiple elements. So I want to just select this and then extend, then extend, then extend, and then extend. So you need to extend all the members. Similarly, this reference line should be here. So mirror exactly by using the midpoint of this elevation. So here. So go again here, select your reference line and extend all the members. One, you need to check. Okay, so this is our Z purlin, sorry, side guards here and one more here. Okay, so if you look at in 3D view, it's perfectly here, right? Then once you added this, so you can just mirror to the opposite direction. Go to view and select. Okay, so you need to modify this also. So where is that? Yes, so yeah, these side guards. Yes, so your purlins is also come up to here. Okay, so if I see this section, okay, where is that? Okay, suppose this member I have, this section I have just moved here. Okay, so you can see your roof here, right? So all purlin should be come here. So first of all, we will add all the roof. Then after that, uh, first of all, we need to add all guards all around. And then we can just adjust our purlins. Okay, so go to your section again. Yes, and then select this member, then this member. Okay, then this member, then this member, and then this member, and then mirror to the opposite direction. Okay, so we have mirror this. And then if you look at in 3D view, so you can see, right? Then similarly, you can just stop this member here. Okay, so if you look at in plan, so you can see my member is here. Okay, so all the members should be come here. Okay, so where is that? Yeah, this is my side guards. You can say 202 C18. So you need to just align this member here. Type AL, or you can just give type RP, right? And 10 mm gap up to here. Then type AL and then align this member. Okay. Then if you look at in 3D view, so you can see. Why not come here? So okay, type AL and align this face to this face. Yeah, it's a perfect. Okay. Then similarly, you can copy at all location. So we have already section here, right? Or in this direction also, longitudinal direction also we have here. Okay, but we don't have any base point. So what we need to do, I will just move this section and you can see this purlins also, this side guards also here. And then you can copy this. So if you go here, so this is your another direction purlin. So type CO and then add at all locations. So you can just perfect perpendicular. You can just remove constraint, then remove constraint, and then add here, the remove constraint, and then add here. So if you look at 3D view, so you can see it looks like, right? Then select all. You can just mirror to the opposite direction. Okay, so we have midpoint here. So mirror, and you need to search where is the midpoint for. Yes, so this is also your midpoint, and add to the opposite direction here. So you can see all purlins has been added. So if you look at in 3D view, so you can see we have added. Okay, and then after that you can fix your roof. So if you look at in section, right? Suppose I want to just extend this. Okay, so just move these labels. Okay, so you can see. So what I do, I will hide this roof so I can see my members. Yeah, here. So you can see this purlin should be come here. Okay, so you need to align this, or if you go here in model, you can also use here. So type AL. Okay, AL. Use the multiple alignment, and then you need to select this face. C face, and then you can just extend all the purlins. Second, then third, then fourth, then fifth, sixth, then seven. Then similarly, you need to align here. So all the purlins should be exactly come here. Here, then here, 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 and here. Okay, and this also. Right? If you look at in section again, so you can see all the purlins come up to here. Similarly, here also. So go to again model, and you need to align with this face. So type AL with multiple alignment, and you can select this, right? And then you can align all the purlins, right? So select, select, then select, then select, select, and select, then select here, select also. Okay, type AL again, and you can, we have already extend this. Select this one, and this one, and last one this, and then this one fascia purlins. Okay, so your model is done. Okay, so press Control yes. Okay, then after that you need to add the side panel. Okay, so you need to, how to add the side panels. So you can use the wall category here. So if you go to here wall and say structural, right, and you need to duplicate this, right, and say duplicate, and you can give 25 thick wall, metal wall you can say, or metal wall. Okay, and say here okay, edit, sorry, click on edit, give the 25 thick, assign the material metal deck, say okay, and say okay, right? So you have already created. So you need to go to the top of slab, because my wall is start from top of slab to the top of column. So you need to decide here where is column is come. Okay, in section. So if you go to view and say, so your wall is start from the slab, top of slab, and end, where is the end? Up to here, above the top of column. So if I measure this, so how much? So it's 110 above the top of column. Okay, so you need to go top of slab. Okay, so where's my note? Okay, so you can see, right? So in this plan, so you can see only columns, because why? We need to modify the view range. So if you want to see above member, so you need to extend this view range. Okay, guys, just hold second. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, so we can't see any member above member, right? So yes, on. Okay, so you can extend this view range. So if you go to here, view range. So right now here is on only 100. That's the reason we are not able to see above member. Suppose I will to add here 1.2 and here 1.5 and say apply. No, okay, so you can see these side guards. You can see here. So this member should become here. So type AL, then add here. Similarly, here also type AL and you can add like that. Okay, so this member is okay and this member is also okay. So our wall is just here. Okay, near this C guards, C side guards. So structural walls and say structural walls. So we have already done this. So you can say here top up slab and top up. You can give here top up column and how much 110 above. Then you can do zero offset. Okay, okay. So we will just remember after that once we add we can adjust. So top up column and you can add here 110. Okay, so guys just hold second again. Okay, sorry. Let's go again here. Where is we? Yeah. So you can add here wall. Okay, so you can add here. So this is 25 thick wall, and instead of center, I will just give the left, right, which face go external or yeah, it's internal. So I will add here. Sorry, we need to go external, exterior here. Okay, so you can see you can add these up to here, right? Then you can just turn in this direction also. Okay, and then you can just turn here and here also, and then finish. Okay, all good. Okay, and then if you look at in your 3D view, so this we have added, but you need to adjust this. Select, give here top up slab, and I want to give here top up column. I will give here zero offset, and I want to give here 110 above the top up column. Okay, so you can see we have added this. Then we know we need to extend all those or attach all the columns below this roof. So once you select all the walls, click here top, attach top, and simply select your roof. So you can see we have added this. So your structure is fully covered by metal sheet. Okay, so you can see. Then after that, our main part, suppose my building entrance is here in this direction. Okay, and suppose I want to add here roller shutter. So you need to go and just adjust this section here and say go to view. Okay, I want to add the roller shutter here. Okay, so how to add the roller shutter? So you need to fix first your size of door size. So what is the size here? 5 meter. Okay, so in that case or in that space, we need to add the roller shutter. Okay, so how to add? Go to the architectural and click here door and click here. There is no any roller shutter. Simply you need to go load and say doors and search roller shutter if there is any roller shutter. Okay, yeah, we have got here. So this is your overhang rolling. Okay, and then click here. Okay, and you can, what is the size is 4.2 by 4.2. And suppose if I add here, okay, so you can see right? And then you can just click here. Okay, so if you, or you can just increase this size also. Okay, so this member is support to this your roller shutter. So for example, what is the size here? 5 meter. Suppose I want to just edit this and say duplicate, and suppose my x is 5 meter. Okay, you can give your sizes whatever as per your requirement, and just I am just say here okay, and width here I will just change 5 meter. Okay, so type 5 meter. So you can see we have given, right? So if you look at in your 3D view, yeah, we are not able to see. Why? Because our door category is off here. So type VV, right? And you can see in model category, door is off. So click on that and say apply and okay. So you can see if I convert into the realistic, so you can see your roller door shutter is looks like. Okay, so if you see inside this, so it looks like, suppose this mechanism you want to give to the underside of this building. So you have option, go to the plan, select your or roller shutter and click on this arrow. Okay, so and if you check, so this mechanical arrangement going inside here, but it clash to your column. So you need to decide how to give here. Okay, so for right now I will give here outside. Okay, so if you look at your roller shutter, it looks like, right? Then similarly, if you go again and you need to break all this side guards because it is obstacle. Okay, so before going that, so just off this, say hide element. Okay, and just break this roll, what we say side guards. So select and then use this option. uh, okay, and then sorry, use this split element. Okay, and then break all side guards, right, like that. Okay, and suppose I want to trim all the side guards from here. So you can use this option, select this line and select those part you want to keep, like that, like that, like that. Similarly here. Okay, so select this option. Okay, extend multiple trim or extend multiple element. So select and select your boundary. So this is my boundary, and select this part because I want to keep this part. Okay, so click here, click here, click here, click here, and click here. So you need to trim all side guards. Then you can give the access here, right? Then okay, and then you can just click on this bulb. So you suppose if you hide some element and if you want to on again, so click on this bulb. So you can see this we have hide this panel. Okay, so right click and sorry, select right click and say here unhide element. So you can see again, right, like that. After that you can add your door again. So architectural, say door, we don't have any door, so go load family and check doors, and I want to give this door. Okay, so this is double, is there any single? Yeah, this is single panel. You can just click here open, and 750 by 2.1. Okay, and you can give your door. So it's a perfectly exactly at the center. You can add here, right? So you can see door has been added here. If you want to give the door double door, so you can give here, right? Or if you don't want to give any door here, so you can just add the louvers, right? So similarly you can add the louvers here. Okay, so go to the again elevation and say go to view. So I want to add the louvers here in this. Okay, in this in between this what will say side guards. Okay, so go to again architectural and say window. Okay, and load family, then say window, and you need to search where is the lures. Okay, where is fix lures? You need to search nested family. No, there. Okay, I will just search where is the lures encasement, double double wing, single right, and arc double fix. Yeah, we have got here lures. Okay, and say open, and you can add your lures here. So yes, then you need to check the size. So the here the size, but you can give size as per your requirement. Okay, so you can see here. Okay, so to change the size, yeah, here height. Okay, so this is fixed, I think. 4060. No, I think this is not. We need to search commercial lures. Okay, so if you select again and try to modify this, so default height, yeah, width. Suppose I want to give here. Okay, so you need to fix first lure size. Suppose I want to give here 900, 900 by 1.2 meter. So duplicate and say 1.2 by 900 height. Say okay. So you have option here 1.2, and height is okay 900. Say, so I think we need to change this default still height. So suppose I want to add 1 meter again, 100 mm. So I will check here still height. Suppose I want to give here 1.5. Oops, it's a location change. So if I go here and suppose I want to add here, let's see how it's changed. Height is not able to change. So trim width. Suppose I will just add this value. Let's see how it's affect. So instead of this 15 and 15. So click here. No, yeah, width is change here. Sorry, height is change. Suppose I want to add here 150. So this is actually family. They have set some constraint, I think, for this. Yeah, you can see. Oops, only this dimension has been changed. Suppose I want to give here 75 and here also 75. Projection, trim projection. Okay, and say apply and okay, like that. Okay, so if you're not able to find out, so you need to just do the R&D. Okay, so then you can give the get the result. We have only one lure family, but if you check on Autodesk, so you can get the more families for lure. So go to again visibility graphics, and you need to on your window category, so apply and okay. So you can see lures has been added here, right? So then you can just adjust exactly at the center. I think this is 2.5. Okay, so what I do, I will add a reference plane, right? And here, exactly center in this. So this is my center. And then you need to align. Okay, and then you can select and say copy and add at all location. So I will take the reference from these grid lines. Similarly, you can just select all, mirror to the opposite direction. Then if you look at in 3D, so it looks like. Okay, so lures we have added here. Then similarly, you can add the lures also here. So suppose if you want to give some opening, so you can give the opening here. Okay, or if you want to give some, or if you want to close this side, so you need to add the lures here, right? So you suppose I have cut the section here and go to say view. Okay, my louvers will be added here. Go again, architectural window, and then add the louvers here. Okay, and then you need to select and just convert as per our requirement size. Then type RP again, exact between this. Okay, so this is your center. Where is center? Okay, suppose I will add here detail line. Type DL for getting the exactly center here, and type AL, and you need to align this. So delete this line, select copy, and you need to give exactly at the center. So this is your center, and you can just mirror this by using the mirror command. Give the axis for the mirror, so you can add right like that. So your building is done. So we have some other family. Suppose if you want to add the light here, so actually light is a part of electrical discipline, but if you want to add, so you have option here. So I think go to the insert, load family, and you need to go electrical, MEP, electric power, appliances. This is the fan. What is this? Hair dryer. Where is light? Generation and transformation. So these are a family created by default in. Okay, so don't no need to create. So you need to just insert. I think light we have electric power. So let's start architectural MEP. No. Okay, just search in light category if any. Yeah, lighting. Okay, let's see. Okay, external bollard. What is this? Street light. What is this? This is also street light and wall pack light. So you can use this. Okay, open, right? And then you need to go in structural component and use this place component. So this light you can get here. Okay. So suppose if you add this family and then you are not able, there is no any option for light. So you can go here component, place component, and you can add here. What happened? Yeah, I think you need to go check here. Lightning, yes, lightning fixtures. So apply and say okay. So you can see this light has been added. Okay, so you can just set a section and you can adjust as per your requirement. Oops, so I haven't cut section there. So I will just move and say go to view, VV, type and lightning pictures and apply and okay. Right, and then you can just move. You can set here, then you can add again in opposite direction. Okay, and you can add here. So this is not our part, so this is structural part, but if you want to add, so you have option here. Okay, so yeah, so almost done. So similarly, these purlins you need to cut again. So click this split element, then select, then select, then again here select and select. We know how to trim, so use this option. Use your boundary, so select this and just click click. Similarly, select this, select your boundary, then click and click. Similarly here, click on that, select first your boundary where you want to trim your object, so this one, and select those members. Again, go to here, select your boundary, then trim, then trim. Okay, like that. So if you go to and say just see the inside through the building, so you can see. Okay, then after that, important part, for this door you need to add the support here also. Okay, so just support this door frame, so you need to add the column here. So you can just design whatever. So suppose I have designed the column size is PFC channel. So there is no C channel. Go to again load family and go to column, then steel. Okay, and then you need to search SHS C channel. Where is C channel? Yeah, C channel here. Open. You can choose as per your requirement size. Suppose I have choose 200 200 by 200 and say okay. Then you can add your channels as a column. Okay, then you can just rotate, and then this column is just match here. Type AL, and if you look at in section, there is section, yeah, here. So we need to adjust this. So select, and how much, type DI, start from here. So almost 2175 from the top of slab. So select this top up slab, and you can give here top offset 2175, and this should be 0, right? So this column has been added. Similarly, this column you can mirror to the opposite direction. Okay, and you need to add one more purlins, just holding this frame by horizontal. Okay, so you can just, suppose you have designed the same size, so you can just copy, or suppose if you design the channel again as a column, so you can use the beam as a column here. Okay, right, like that. But yes, so you need to align this because it comes here. Okay, so if you go again, your section, sorry, plan, right? So this should be come here. So this purlin should be here in the stomach of this column, right? So I will just align this and this, then type again AL, use this line and align this, right, like that. Okay, so this is your member. So you can just, okay, so if I extend this member like that, then you can cope this. So select, and you have option cope. Select your first member, those member you want to cope, and select your on the member. So you can see the coping is added here. Similarly, you can add a cope here. So type AL, and you can just extend this up to here and cope again. So select cope, and you can add here, right, like that. Then for supporting this, you can add the column beam also. Okay, so what is the size? 220.5. So I will use the same. So go to again your top of slab, right, and just see here, is there any column here, C channel, sorry, beam. Okay, so no, we need to load again. So go to here and say structural framing, right, and steel, then channel, you need to search channel, C channel, and what is the size? 200 by 20.5, yeah, this one, and say okay, and my member should be start from, okay, so this member is start from this column, I think. Yeah, this framing, yes. So you can just give, okay, so this member you need to give, yes. So actually this frame is here. Okay, so previously we have given the right location from this column. Okay, I will let you know how it's possible. Okay, so what I do, I will just make it undo, Control Z. Okay, so this location is perfect. So how it connects? So we need to give some plate here. Okay, so welded to this column, and then you need to go give the two bolt here. Okay, so this type of connection you need to go. And then after that you need to add a beam here. So if you go and you need to add the beam here. So load family again, and structural framing, steel. Then you need to use the C channel. So channel, then 200 by 20.5 and say okay, right? And then this works as a lintel beam. Okay, so if you see the section where it comes. Okay, so where is come? So this is our column. Oops, I have cut this wrong section, wrong place. Okay, I want to give here and say go to view. So this is your column for the opening, right? And this is your beam. Where we have added, I think it's going down. Okay, we need to check in 3D. We have added, but not placed at the right location. So okay, we'll check where is. Okay, again in section, I will just remove this crop line. Okay, what is, yeah, this one. So it comes here. So if you look at in 3D view, where is that? Okay, I will select this. So this is your C channel. And suppose if I turn into this model, where is that? Yeah. Oh, so here it comes. Control. Yeah, it comes here at this top of slab. So what I do, I will just change the levels. So top of slab here, okay, but the distance is very high here. Okay, so what I do, I will just make it 0 and here also 0, right? And then you need to check in section where it comes. So it comes here, right? First of all, you need to change the orientation. Oops, minus, you need to give minus 90 degree. Okay, and you can just change the level this one. So from top of slab, we need to give here to here 112175. Okay, so orientation, I think we need to give above 180 degree. Let's see how, sorry, 90 degree, because these flanges should be above like that. Okay, then we need to connect this here. You can give the plate connection, or you can give the fully welded frame. Okay, for example, I will show you. Okay, so here one column, right, and here one column. So this is your channel. Okay, and so this is your main column, right? This is your main column. So this beam is connected to this by plate connection, and here also plate connection, or you can give the fully welded frame, this one, up to this one, right? And you can just assemble on site, or you can give one member separate with plate connection here and here, and here also you can give the plate connection, right? Suppose if I cut the section here from above, how it looks. So this is my above beam, right? And this is the flange, like that, and this is our channel below. It looks like that, right? So if I cut, or if I develop the elevation again, so this is your column, this is your web, right? And this member is going like that. So you need to give 10 difference here again. Okay, if you give the fully welded frame, so you need to just touch this. Then after that, your member is going there, and this is your web. Okay, like that. Suppose if I cut section in in this location, so how it looks. So this is your member, column member, right? Then this is your flange, right? And this member is looks like that. Suppose if I given this bolted connection, so I will give here 10 difference gap, and then you can just give the plate connection. So this plate is welded to this beam, and you can add the 2 volt. Okay, so this type of connection you can develop. Okay, so where is there? Okay, so you need to select, and You have Z option, so you can add here 2175, right? So where it comes, oops, what happened? Z offset, right, comes here. So I think 90-degree angle. Okay, so Z is wrong. Okay, so select here and just move, and you can just place it here, right, like that. And you can just move by 10 above if you give the welded connection. This is your column, right? So if you look at in your 3D view, so it looks like, so this is your member, right? So this member I will just turn into the shaded so we can see clearly, right? So this is your column, and this is your lintel beam, you can see here, like that. So if you look at in 3D view, sorry, in section, so it looks like, so this is your column, right, and this is your lintel beam. Similarly, you can copy whole assemble, so this one, then this one, and then press tab and select, and then copy, we use the midpoint and paste here. Okay, then you can extend up to here and here also. So this member is going up to here, right, here also. Yes, so this should be stop here. If you want to give the bolted or welded connection as your requirement, you can give like that. So if you look at again in 3D view, so it looks like, right, here and here. Okay, so similarly, whatever you are giving the opening, so you should give the framing for supporting this opening. Then similarly for roller shutter, so if you have already member here, so if your roller shutter is here, so you need to add one member I section. For roller shutter, you should design the heavy member for hold this roller shutter. Okay, so yeah, so framing is almost done our. So next, yeah, so if I see the elevation, so you can see this is north elevation, this is south elevation, and this is your west elevation. Okay, so the next is suppose, then after that you can add your slab. So once your framing is done, so you can add your slab. Okay, so for example, if I go to the floor and say structural floor, and suppose 300 thick slab, so you can use the rectangle. Then after that you need to decide your slab is start from here, because exactly side guards or side panels, it's stop here. Okay, suppose this is side panel, and your slab should be match as per that. So you can match this line. So suppose my slab is start from this point to this point, and say okay. Then if you look at in section, oops, sorry, go to view. So this is your, you can extend this view range, sorry, viewport frame. So view, you can use this option, just click, just picking this node, and you can drag it as per your requirement. So you can see this is your slab, and this is your side guards panel, side guards and panels. Look at in 3D view, so you can see, right, like that. Suppose if you want to add footpath all around the building, so you can add, go again top up slab, and suppose I don't want to see any structural member above, I want to show only concrete. So go again view range, minimize this, suppose I want to add here 100 and 100 here, and say apply and okay. Okay, suppose I want to add the footpath here, so go again structural floor, and suppose my footpath is 150 thick, so click and say 150 thick slab, remove two, and say okay. Then you need to check here 150, apply and okay. Okay, So you need to give the isolation joint here. So everyone should know what is the isolation joint, because our main slab is start from this point. So you can choose this option, pick lines, and then give the 10 mm gap isolation joint. So between our main slab and footpath slab, right? Then here, then here also. And suppose my footpath slab width is 1 meter. So you can give 1 meter, and then you have already one side. So you need to click here, then click here, then again click here and click here and say okay. Yeah, you need to complete this shape. Okay, so control and control. Yeah, almost done. Oops. So you need to close to each other and say okay. Oops, this up. So you need to trim, and here is okay. So your footpath is ready to place in your model. So you can see, right, like that. If you want to increase, so you can increase. Okay, and then suppose this level is above and ground level is little bit below, and if you want to give the vehicle access through this building, okay, so you need to add the ramp here, right? So how to add the ramp? So don't use the ramp command for short ramp. So first of all, select your footpath print, right, and close this shape here. My roller shutter is start from here. So what I do, I will cut here this slab, then here and here, right, and then split this element. Okay, and then click, sorry, use this option, cut and cut, and you need to enclose all the boundaries to each other like that. Okay, yes, finish. Okay, and if you look at in 3D view, and suppose I want to give the here some, what will say, yeah, ramp. Okay, so how to give? So you need to go again, plan, then you need to go here, structural, floor, and add the floor here. So suppose I want to add the 300 thick. Okay, and you need to add this form from this point. So where is my, yeah, so this is my footpath, and this is also okay, and I want to give some extend from footpath. So suppose 300 mm, right, up to here, and you need to just trim this and say okay. If you look at in, so where is footpath? So you need to add here. So once you have add this slab, so you can just go here, mm, modify sub element, and then you need to give this. So this point is 0, and I want to give some slope here. So for example, this is 300 thick, so here is a 300 thick, and I want to assign here 150 thick. So you can get the slope here. Similarly, you can give here 150. Oops, so you need to give the minus value, minus 150, right? So here also minus 150, enter, then escape. If you look at in 3D view, so you can see, right, like that. But okay, I will show you in section, then you can get the clear. So if I cut section here and say go to view, so this is your RAM, but this is different. So select this, go to the, because this bottom I want to keep same, flat bottom. So click this slab, whatever you have modified, edit type, go to your edit, and then you need to add this option variable. Okay, means various thickness. Okay, so and click here okay, and say okay, right? So here I'm getting 300 thick, and here I'm getting 150 thick slab, like that. If you go to your section, so you can see, right, like that. Then after that you can match this to this level, right? So how much difference here? So if you look at in spot elevation, so what is this level is 0 and this level is minus 117. You can see better in sections. So you can see what is the difference di. Use this temporary dimension and then 115, 115.4. So you can assign the sub element here also. So select and use this option and then you minus 115 here and here also minus 115. If you look at in your 3D view, so you can see this side is match. I have given the slope in this direction, right? Like that. If you don't want to give the slope, so then you can just but here obstacle. We can say in our local language khatki, right? So you can just match this like that. Okay, so you can give the ramp also, footpath. Then next one is you can add the base plate here. Okay, base plate for this column, all the columns, whatever you have design. Okay, so if you go to the, I will just check here this connection detail is works or not. So, but if you see in latest version, so you can add the connection also. So this is advanced features. Okay, so here is not adding proper. Okay, I will just search here all connection. So you can see there is no connection. Available connection is no connection here. Because if you install the latest version, so you can develop the connection here also. So this is advanced features. But you can add by we saw by using the blend option, right? So you can add the here base plate and grout and copy at all location, right? So shall we add or you can add in your practice? So let's see. Okay, so we can add. Let's see how to add. So right now here. So this column is directly rest on the slab, but I have designed 20 mm thick base plate and 25 mm grout. So almost 45 mm we need to extend this column above. So select or you can go here in model and okay. So what I do, okay, I will add a section box here. Okay, I want to see inside the building and I want to give here, right? So select any one of this column and say here select all instances, entire project, and you can give the base offset 45 mm. Okay, so all columns is going up. Then after that you can see or you can go top of slab. Then you need to find out or you need to calculate the base plate dimension. So I will add here rectangle DL. Use this rectangle and I will give it 10 mm for welding. And if I add a plates 10 mm just all around extend by from the face of the column. So what is the size getting here? 335 by 327. Okay, so in that case I will round up this 330. So what I do, I will move this 1.5 mm below and 1.5 mm above. Okay, so this is my size of the base plate. Okay, what is the size? If I measure this, so this is 335 and this is 330. Okay, or you can round up square 335 as per your requirement. Then go to the structural component model in place. You need to search here structural connections. So base plate you can add in connection. Say okay, and then you can give the 335 by 330 base plate. Say okay and use the extrusion. Simply we are using the extrusion. and add the rectangle. So start from this point to this point. Say OK and finish. Right? If you look at in section, so this base plate you need to modify. So type AL and align this. Type RP, reference plane 20 give the offset, right? And you can just add here reference plane, align and press tab so you can get the bottom of the base plate. Okay, so this is your base plate, right? And then you can assign the same material as well as whatever you have provided for column. So select, go to here, edit in place, select your base plate and add this same member. Oops, sorry, control V. Get, what is this member? Steel 45 by 345. Okay, edit in place, select category, control V. You can get the same material to your base plate. Similarly, you can go in plan again, right? So once base plate is done, you can add the grout model in place. You need to search floor category. Say here OK. You can say here 25 thick grout and say OK. So which option we are using? Blend option. So select. So here top. So you need to add your bottom. Bottom means you if you want to give 25 thick grout, so your projection should be 25 So use the rectangle and add here offset 25 because depth is 25 to 50. Yeah, we can modify this depth, no worries about that. And then you can add your base. Click here, edit top. So right now add the top, but no, there is no offset because you are just aligned to the base plate and say OK and finish. If you look at in 3D view how it looks, sorry, in section, where is section? There is we have added, yeah, here. Okay, so simply AL, give the AL commands. Okay, AL, type AL and select this bottom of the base plate and select this top of the grout. And you can see your grout is ready. Okay, so you can see here. If I make it realistic, so you can see grout has been added. Similarly, if you want to give the openings for the holes, bolt holes, so you can delete this reference line, you can add. Edit in place, select your column and say edit extrusion. Then you need to just calculate the location. So I will just add a tentative, but if you practice on your project, so you can just give the exact location. So suppose 20 dia, so not radius. Oops, I will just delete this. So I will make it 10. Okay, and then mirror in opposite direction here, and then here also below, like that. Okay, and then complete and then finish. And then if you look at in your 3D view, so you can see, right? Then once you done this, so you can just copy, select your base plate, select your grout and paste at location at the same size of column. Copy, then copy paste, then paste here, then paste here. Similarly, you need to create for this wind column. So this plate and grout I have created for main column. Here, then here, and then here. Okay, so you can create similarly for this wind column also, right? Okay, so you can see. So yes, all those things we have added. So almost our 3D model is done. Okay, so yeah, one more thing, we need to add the gutter here also. Okay, so you need to give the gutter here. Okay, so how to give the gutter, we know. Go to the architectural roof and use the gutter option, and you can give the line here, and you can select this roof line here also. Then you can use the drain also, drain pipe, right? So we saw how to provide the drain pipe, so I am not creating now. Okay, so we need to add the drain pipe here. So we have already covered how to add the drain pipe. Okay, so you can add the drain pipe here also, right? Okay, then after that, what is the remaining part? Drain is all, drain pipe done, gutter is done, doors, lowers, roller shutter. Okay, and suppose if you have provide some, suppose this building is come just chemical storage building. Okay, so you need to give the plinth here for plinth for the base of chemical storage tank. Okay, so you can add here, so you can use the plinth, and you can suppose my plinth is here trapezoidal. So so you can give as per that. Okay, so this I have drawn top of slab level, so this plinth is merged to our main column, so you need to lift up by 300 mm, so you can give 300 mm, right? The same you can add again, opposite direction. Where is the mirror? Right, and suppose I want to copy here, then here, and then here. Okay, so if I add a section box, right, so you can see here some mechanical equipment resting on that, so you can see. So this is my building. Okay, so if you want to add some trench, so you can add, we know how to add the trench here, then some peat. Okay, so you can add. Okay, so 3D model suppose done here. So next part is, so yeah, in next session we will see how to tag this column. Okay, so I will create the drawings for uh, column base plate layout plan. Okay, base plate layout plan, I will create a drawing for that. So for this building we will create some drawings first. So you should list out the drawing numbers, so which how many drawings you are required for this structure. So first number is your base plate connection, base plate layout plan. So in this we are just giving the set out dimension each and every base plate column. Then you can add here isometric view also, so your structure isometric view you can provide here. Then second sheet, your roof framing plan, so we have adding some gird, what will say, raptor, then cross bracing, so all those things we cover in roof plan. Third sheet, your elevation, so you need to give each and every elevation. Okay, 1 2 3 4 elevation. So elevation we need two drawings, so sheet 1 and elevation sheet 2. Okay, and then after that you need to give your connection detail drawing. So whatever you are adding the connection, so you need to give the separate connection details. So connection details almost we need to give 1:100 scale, sorry, 1:20 or 1:10 scale as per required size. So this is also sheet 1, and 6 sheet is connection detail sheet 2, right? And then after that we are adding one more sheet for reinforcement sections and details. Okay, so these 6 to 7 drawing we are creating here. Okay, so how to create, but before that we will see how to tagging the member. Okay, so suppose if I add this in on sheet, so this is my column, what size? So this is 305 305 118. and this is another column. So what size? 245, 254, 254, 89. So what I do, I will assign the C1 tag for this column and C2 for this column. Okay, if I use the third different size of column, so I will assign C3, C4, C5 as per my sizes. Similarly for beam, so if you see, we have added the beam here. So I will assign the beam B1 for 100 by 100 SHS. Okay, then purlin P1, P2, P3, then side girds. You can just give the side girds. So yeah, mostly we are adding S1 side guard, S2, S3. Okay, and then fascia purlin we can add P C1, PC1. So as per your requirement, you can give the annotation, and then we will add the table, and then in that table we will show all the member size. So this that table like that. So you can add here member schedule, right? And in first row you can add a mark. Suppose for example C1, and then you can add here size. So 205, 205, whatever, and here remark. So this is my column. Similarly for B1 size, this is for beam. So we will see how to generate this schedule in next session. Okay, so I think we should stop for today. If you have any question, you can ask.
सर इसमें डेस्क लैब वगैरह भी कवर करेंगे?
कौन सा डेस्क स्लैब? यही डेस्क स्लैब है ना भाई, ये मेटल डेस्क स्लैब यही है ना? हेलो,
हाँ सर, स्लोप में नहीं रहेगा तो फिर वो डेस्क लैब,
स्लोप में?
अगर स्लोप में नहीं रहता स्टेयर जैसे देते हैं सर उस जगह पे।
नहीं मैं समझा नहीं, आप क्या आपको क्या कहना है?
मैं कह रहा हूँ सर स्लोप में अगर नहीं है, ये तो आपने वो दिया मेटल डेक जैसे कंक्रीटिंग हो जाती है पूरी, वो मैं पूछ रहा हूँ।
हाँ, ये अपना पतरा रहता है ना 25 mm का, वो है।
हाँ
आप कौन सा स्लैब, डेस्क स्लैब बोल रहे हैं?
हाँ सर डेस्क लैब।
डेस्क स्लैब में फिर स्लैब ऐसे ही डालेंगे, जब हम 2D करेंगे तब वो उसमें डिजाइन करेंगे, उसमें एक जो बार आता है ना वो 2D में दिखाएंगे, वो ऐसा
अच्छा।
कुछ ऐसा आता है ना, वो ऐसा।
हाँ हाँ हाँ।
हाँ, तो ये इसमें एक एक बार ऐसे डिटेलिंग करते हैं, लेकिन हम नॉर्मल यही स्लैब यूज कर दे इस कैटेगरी में, और 2D में दिखा दे उसको। ये तो 25 तक जस्ट सीट है, अपना जो पतरा आता है ना वो 25 mm
जी
का,
जी
वो
जी
दिखाया
जी।
मैं।
ठीक है
हम्म। और कुछ क्वेश्चन?
सर, स्ट्रक्चर में स्टील का भी जो रहेगा वो अलग अलग मेंबर जो रहते हैं वो भी।
हाँ, ये सब हम शेड्यूल में क्लियर करेंगे। ये जो भी अभी हमने साइड गर्ड्स वगैरह, जो भी पर्लिन्स वगैरह, जो भी साइज यूज किया है ना, वो हम शीट में दिखाएंगे और उसमें टेबल में दिखाएंगे। P1 अभी सपोज ये इसको मैंने P1 दिया है जेड पर्लिन को, किधर है? इसको अगर मैं ऑफ करता हूँ, हाइड एलिमेंट, यस, तो इसमें हाँ, इसको मैं राफ्टर को R देता हूँ, R1, देन इसको मैं P1, राइट। सो ये साइड गार्ड्स को अलग देता हूँ, ये फेशिया पर्लिन को अलग देता हूँ। सो ये अलग अलग मैं इसको मार्क दूंगा, और वो मार्क मैं इसमें शेड्यूल में दिखाऊंगा। और ड्राइंग में मुझे क्या दिखेगा? खाली यहाँ पे S1, P1, R1। फिर आप वो शेड्यूल में जाके देख सकते हो उसका साइज क्या है, R1 यानी कि राप्टर। सो राप्टर का क्या साइज है वो सब देख सकते हो। ठीक है।
ठीक है सर।
ओके, और कुछ? ओके, ऑल गुड, नो क्वेश्चन?
No, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank
See
you.
you next session tomorrow. Tomorrow we have one
Okay, sir.
session, and
Sir,
after
tomorrow we
that,
have.
yes, we have.
Okay, sir.
आपको छुट्टी चाहिए क्या?
नो सर नो।
ओके, सो कल का एक फिनिश करेंगे, फिर उसके बाद मैं छुट्टी पे हूँ ये पूरा वीक
ओके
और ये वीक भी। सो हम नवंबर 4 एक 8-9 तारीख तक चालू कर देंगे, जो भी हमारे सेशन रिमेनिंग है वो
ओके सर।
चलेगा। ओके सर, थैंक यू, गुड नाइट ऑल,
गुड नाइट सर।
गुड नाइट, गुड नाइट।
आपले कस्तुरीवाला ना हा. आपल्याला तर मग तेच आहे तुमच्या तुम्ही होटिंग नाही वाटत तुमचं होटिंग दुसरं कोणीच करत नाही असं आहे.